I'm testing out some new things. I'm just trying to see what's going on. If you in the building, drop them cities for me. If you in the building, drop them cities. Let me see what I got. Let me see where I'm talking to. Let me see who I'm talking to. What's going on? I just want to say shout out to everybody that's here. Doing something totally different. Doing something definitely totally different. I don't normally go live. But I wanted to do something new. YOLO Scrap, what's going on? Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I'm using OBS, man. Trying something new. I'm trying to get some versatility. Portland, Oregon in the building. Somerset, Kentucky. Queen City, stand up. LaPorte, Indiana. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see, man. That is exactly what I like to see. Des Moines, Iowa. Charlotte. I got Davidson in the building. I got Saginaw in the building. I'm going to talk about Saginaw a little bit later. LA in the building was good. Indianapolis, Tacoma. Shout out to everybody that's here, man. Albuquerque in the building. Albuquerque, stand up. Rhode Island, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Can I? Kim, was good? Was good? I ain't heard from you in a while. I hope everything good with you. I hope your family good. Natural Prep was good with you. What's going on? Sheila, was going on from Phoenix. Fresno in the building. South Georgia. Shout out to South Georgia, Spokane, Midland, Texas. All right, man. We got some people in the building. Okay, so Brooklyn, Arlington. They were slowing down. I thought I was gonna jump in. All right. So I gotta kind of chill out with like reading my comments and like digging into my comments. So I kind of put myself on a 90-day hiatus with just like reading the comments actively on the video. But I need that interaction, right? That's the main reason why I'm so active in my comments, is because I need that interaction. So I was trying to think of some new ways to kind of create that interaction with my subscribers, with my family, with my T3D fam, and just stay out of trouble, to be completely honest with you. So this is the idea that came to mind. So I'm just gonna bring it to you live, feel me, just once a week. The plan is to bring it to you once a week. I got a couple of things that I want to talk to you about, some things that's going on in the food delivery world, some things that are directly happening with DoorDash, just like some in the news type stories. And then I just kind of want to celebrate us as a community. So that's the plan for today. I got a couple other things that I want to talk about that I think everybody else wants me to talk about too. And I'm going to hold you to the end because I don't want to just muddy the water. So again, just shout out to everybody that's in the building. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. So the first thing that I want to talk about is really the weather. So the weather plays a big part in the money that we make. In some cases, it will actually shut the money down altogether. So last week we saw some instances in like Minneapolis and actually in Canada where DoorDash just shut down all types of deliveries. So it was just no deliveries altogether. So the question that I have, somebody say, can I turn my volume up? Yeah, I can try. Do I have anybody in those affected areas? Do I have anybody that's in Minneapolis, that was in Vancouver, that had to sit out for a couple of days? How much money did you miss? Because I'm thinking that could actually become an issue as the week goes along. I was checking the weather, okay? I'm an old man, so you ought to bear with me. So I'm checking the weather. Dallas, Texas, Shreveport, Louisiana, Hot Springs, Arkansas. We're looking at like some tornadoes over the next couple of days. So I need you guys to be on point as far as that's concerned, to make plans ahead of time. Whether you're going to work, if you're not going to work, definitely if you're not going to work, how are you going to make that money up in the days to come, in the days following that? And if you're in that area, as far as tornadoes are concerned, just with the weather being so crazy, the one thing that I want you to do is just think to be prepared. Like, what can you have in your car? Maybe I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna make a little list of some things, like an emergency list of some things that you can have in your car. I did it for the winter time, so I'll do that for you too. So I just wanted to talk about that. Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, March 3rd. We got some crazy weather coming, so that's going to be Friday and Saturday. So if you're in those areas, definitely make plans ahead of time. Maybe we want to try to get out tomorrow, smash and dash just a little bit extra, put a couple of extra points on the board just in case we got to take some time off, or just in case. I really don't think that they'll shut it down for the East Coast. It's really just tornadoes, and in that situation, that could actually create some heavy peak pay and some really heavy orders. So yeah, definitely just keep that in mind. And then I was talking about Saginaw, Chicago and Michigan. You can expect some snow coming Friday and Saturday. And I think they said Michigan is like 6 to 12 inches of snow. So definitely keep that in mind as you're out. Be safe. I don't know if y'all I'm in the South. I don't know nothing about that. 6 to 12 inches means I'm sitting down. Ain't nobody getting no food from Koup with 6 to 12 inches of snow. So if you out during that, just please be careful. Make it home how you left. Okay, that's my one thing. That's the only thing. All right, make it home how you left. Come back home to your people, your family, all of that good stuff. So I got one person from Canada. So how much did you have to sit down? Like how much money did you lose? Somebody said, what's going on in Minneapolis? The weather was crazy. They got a whole lot of snow. It was really bad. I think it was like, I don't even want to try to put a number on it, but it was a lot of snow. And somebody said winter arrived late. Hey, you know what though? The weather here, I mean, everybody knows Charlotte, North Carolina. So it was like almost 80 degrees a day. And a couple of days ago, it was kind of chilly, but it's definitely does not feel like winter. But I got my money on some snow between now and the middle of April. Definitely. Just one more time, because we haven't had any the entire season. But yeah, if you're in any of those areas, that I just talked about between now and Sunday, just think about when you're gonna dash, how you're gonna dash, if you're gonna have to sit down, how you're gonna make any of that time up. So that's that. Lee. That's what's up, Lee. I will take that into consideration, my friend. All right, boom. Next, with my brand new setup. Damn. All right, can y'all see that? All right, yeah, baby, come on, son. Come on. All right. Let me get it together. Bring it back in. All right. So the first story that I want to talk to you about is this one right here. All right, so DoorDash and Aldi just made a partnership. Let me compose myself. DoorDash and Aldi just announced a partnership between the two, right? So now they're going to be adding Aldi to the DoorDash platform. I think DoorDash has just kind of been going rampant as far as adding grocery. So I'm kind of excited about this. I have an Aldi's here. I don't really shop there, but I know a couple of people that do. So I'm going to just go over some key points here as well. I feel like Jimmy Kimmel. I ain't even going to lie to you. All right, so we got 2,100 locations. You can see this right off the rip. We got 2,100 locations in 38 states for Aldi's. Do you have an Aldi's near you? Do you shop at Aldi's? Just a random question. There was a couple of things that I wanted to go over with you. Let's see here. Oh, so one of the key things is it's going to be added to Dash Pass. So Aldi's will be on Dash Pass, which means that when customers order, they'll get that delivery for free. So that, in my mind, things like this always help as far as deliveries are concerned. It introduces people to the platform in kind of a stress-free way. So, fees are always one thing that people are always concerned about. So having the opportunity to be able to place that order without those fees is definitely kind of big. And then, like I was saying before, this makes over 100,000 non-restaurant stores on the marketplace, and that's the DoorDash platform that they're talking about there too. So that is kind of crazy. So the question that I have there, somebody said they rejected all these 27 items. Okay, so the question that I have is always, right, are we gonna have to shop that? Is somebody gonna shop that for us? Does anybody just strictly do groceries? I feel like DoorDash is at a point now where you could almost pick your strategy. Okay, so if you just want to do fast food, if you just want to do high-end restaurants, if you just wanted to do groceries, then you could, in some markets, you could just have that focus. But I have not done any type of grocery deliveries, like, at all. It kind of makes me nervous, and I think really because I'm a man, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I can see me totally picking the wrong thing, okay? Just picking up the wrong thing altogether and then trying to deliver that to somebody's house. So I stay away from that. But as always, we are looking for more opportunities, for more orders. We're looking, to spread as much as we possibly can. And 2,100 stores in 38 states is definitely something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So shout out to Aldi's and DoorDash. Talk to me about that, man. If you got any of those deliveries, if you want to send me some screenshots or anything like that, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, so I'm gonna take the strike. Hold on, I'm coming. Bear with me.
You could hear it.
I'm not sure if you saw what happened.
I did not.
Or wondering.
Because I have DoorDash stuff in the car. Is there any way that you guys can deliver that for me?
I got your DoorDash. I'm not sure if you saw what happened.
I did not.
Or wondering why the police are delivering your DoorDash.
Yeah, she told me that. She got in an accident.
She got in an accident.
Yeah.
Well, last week, Sterling Heights police officers helped a pregnant DoorDash driver. She was on her way to a delivery, and she got in a crash, and her car was undrivable. Well, officers stepped up. You could hear it there. They made the delivery after that, and it's small acts like that help form a relationship between police and the community that they are sworn to protect. And joining us this morning to talk a little bit about that video and other things going on in Sterling Heights is the police chief, Dale Wojciechowski. Thank you for being.
No. We appreciate you, Dale Danikowski. All right, so if you missed the video, there was a pregnant DoorDasher. She got into a car accident, and her car was disabled, right? So she was no longer able to make the delivery. She runs up to the police officer, tells the police officer, asks, can he help, right? So the police officer says, sure. So Brianna, which is the name of the dasher, shout out to Brianna, is 6 months pregnant, and the police officer completes the delivery for her. Not only does she get into a car accident 6 months pregnant, but she also has her 2-year-old in the backseat of the car. Wow. Shout out to Supermom Brianna. I saw this, and it's things like this, right? There again, okay? There again. It's things like this that I think that we should be talking about, right? So they always want to highlight the negative stuff, throwing the food in the floor seat, eating other people's food, stealing other people's dogs, whatever the situation may be. But when you have situations like this, I probably would have been more focused on, just making sure that I'm okay, my kids are okay, trying to get, especially being pregnant, trying to get to the hospital. But she ran the police officer down and made sure that the customer got her food. And it actually said somewhere in the story that the lady that she was delivering to had 4 kids. So happy story all around. Shout out to the police officer, shout out to Brianna, and shout out to the woman that ordered the DoorDash. Hey, shout out to her. All right, cool. All right, so that's gonna transition me into some other stuff that I got going on. All right, so I'm in the priority program. What? I am in the priority program. I'm gonna try to multitask. All right, so you don't have to bear with me. So Pedro really motivated me. Okay, so he's been having some really awesome days over the last week. Shout out to Pedro. I think he said he made like almost $2,000 last week. Shout out to my boy. So yeah, man, motivated me to get up off my butt and to get out there and try to grab some of these deliveries. And in doing so, my AR actually jumped up, which put me in the priority. I am not, new to getting orders with hidden tips, and everybody kind of knows that. I'm not going. I would consider myself the king of it, to be completely honest with you, right? Like, I will put you on. I will tell you which one of these orders is going to pay you more once you drop this joint off. Anyways, the consistency that these orders were coming at was something that surprised me. Like, it caught me off guard. Normally, I would get maybe 1, 2, 3. So if I do 7 orders, maybe 3 of them are going to have some type of overpay on them. I think I did 6 deliveries and 4 of them had overpay. Again, shout out to Pedro. I was reading some of his comments, and he was saying that he, in his opinion, that only maybe like 3 of his orders were like bad orders. And I'm kind of in the same boat. So the one thing that I will say is the concern that I had was having to take lower paying orders in order to keep my AR up high. But with the situation, the orders that were coming in were so good, right? The orders met the guidelines to be accepted, right? Because you better have some guidelines. I know you got guidelines, right? You're not just looking at the payout, right? Like you paying attention to something. Anyways, another video altogether. So the orders are meeting the guidelines, but they're coming in. I'm not turning anything down. So not only are they really good orders and busting them in and out, right? Not only am I getting them in and out, I'm not having to turn them down. So the concern that I had, and there again, right? I know, right? Like, I know this is going to have everybody going crazy, but from my perspective, I was surprised. I was really surprised. It had me kind of reevaluate, because I was just, and there again, I'm just a very honest moment. I was just like, damn, I've been in a situation where I've been kind of avoiding this, but actually getting into it, it was like, okay, well, this kind of works. So normally I do like 25, 30 an hour, right? I just did the ride along that was like $50 an hour. That was not in the priority program, and I'm going to be there again, just completely honest with you. In the priority program, it's about the same, right? So I did 100. It took me right at 3 hours to do 100. And then I had another dash where I did 60, and it was like 2 hours and 45 minutes. So it's really the same as far as the pay is concerned, $25, $30 an hour. But there again, just the consistency, I'm thinking doing it like longer, you feel me, like a 8-hour dash or something like that, might actually be a lot more fruitful. Like, I might be able to see it just a little bit more and make more money off of it. But yeah, that was very, it was shocking. It was shocking to me. But there again, it was like a pleasant surprise. But check this out. Okay, cool. So I get this order. Dang it, man. You got to go to my Instagram, Bentley Koup. It doesn't even matter. Just go follow me on Instagram. If you on this live right now, you're not already following me. All right. So I go to this house, and I have this order to drop off, and the lady literally has trash everywhere, right? Like, there's trash everywhere. I swear I should just be able to do this very quickly. All right, let me see. I'm gonna talk and do this at the same time. So I go to the house, there's trash everywhere. I have the order, it's a leave at the door. There's no clear space to actually leave the food anywhere, right? So there's a box that's leaning up against the wall. So I'm like, all right, cool. So this is what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna just leave the food on top of the box and take a picture, right? So that's exactly what I did. I sent it to the customer. The customer reported that I did not leave the food. And I said, I cannot believe this, because you got all of this stuff in front of the door. The food probably looked like trash, okay? And probably just mistaked it, opened the door, overlooked it, and closed the door again. I posted it on Instagram, and that was a caption that I had. I was like, can you find the food in this picture? All right, and I'm having a really bad luck. I promise you, I'll be more prepared next week. I didn't even think that I was going to be telling the story, though. Boom, so that's one. And then shout out to Michael. So I have an order from Showmars. This is in the priority. Okay, so that one wasn't in priority, but this order was in priority. Showmars, 1.7 miles, it's got a $7 payout, right? The dude's name is Michael. It's crazy how I remember all of this. All right, so I go get gas, run over to Showmars, I grab the food, and I take it to Michael. Michael is standing outside. Michael is standing outside. All right, at the end of the driveway, right? Handing me delivery. You already know how this is about to go. You already know how this is about to go. Mike walks up to the car, right? He's like, hey, it's raining. He's like, hey, I ain't want you to have to walk in the rain, so I thought I would just come out to the car. My God. Appreciate you, bro. Come on, dap me up. Right? Boom. I got the hot bag in the floor. I got his food in the hot bag. All right. So I know that that's like the standard and everything, but let's be honest. A lot of us don't do that. Okay? All right, bet. I got the food in the hot bag. So I even got the presentation, right? Boom. Pull the food out the hot bag, right? And there again, okay, so I'm big on customer service too. I don't know. You tell me. It's kind of a pet peeve to not get out the car, right? To just walk up, to just drive up, roll the window down, and just hand the food out. Okay, but anyway, but because he's right there, I really don't need to get out. I give him the food, you know what I'm saying? Have a good day. Have a good day. I get an email like 20 minutes later, I didn't hand him his food. This order, and it says it clearly, right? Like I can see it, right? It says hand to customer. I can click the order and it says Showmars because now they want me to explain what happened, right? Mike, good old Mike, then ran off on the plug. This man done looked me dead in my face, walked back in his house and told DoorDash that I did not give him that food. So I'm sitting here. Well, this is the question that I have, and I'm gonna go back over the comments just for a second. Hey, what would you do in this situation? I was reading one of the comments, my bad. Because I get the email, and there again, fortunately, I remembered it. And it was just because it was so short, it was inside of the priority, and I was really over analyzing the entire order, right? Because it's $7, it's a priority, but it's going 1.7 miles, so it's like, yeah, okay, so it's, well over $3, $4 a mile, but it's still like $7, right? So anyway, so these are all of the things that are sticking out to me. But yeah, man, this man ran off on me. So what am I supposed to do? Like, how am I supposed to prove that I actually gave him the food, right? And one of the things there again, from when I used to do the ride-alongs a long time ago, I would come up to the customer and I would just say, hey, are you Mike, right? So somebody was like, well, yeah, well, what if they just say yes and just run off with the food? So of course now it's just like, are you waiting on a DoorDash order? What's the name on the order, right? So just kind of change it up a little bit. So confirmed all of that, right? But still have to take the L, right? So super upset about that. I've dashed a couple times since then. It didn't affect my priority, right? It didn't affect the priority. I haven't got any follow-up emails, and to be completely honest, they just took it off earlier today. So we got that taken care of. But yeah, man, people out here straight lying, man. Hey, yo, bro. I started to, because it was from Showmars, I was just like, bro, if you gonna steal, it was probably $20 worth of food. I'm gonna just reorder the food and send it back to your house. Cause I mean, sticky situation, but anyways. All right, so talk to me. 710 movement says DoorDashing in Fresno, California is definitely kind of slowed down. So that's the question that I have. So I feel like that is definitely, I feel like beginning of January towards the end of January was rough, super rough. I definitely feel like it picked up in February. I've talked to some dashers along the way who've had some mixed emotions. So talk to me right now in the comments, man. Talk to me in the comments. What city are you in? What are you averaging on a day? And is that a good number? Is it a bad number? How many hours are you putting in, man? I'm giving shout outs to anybody that's popping. What's good? What I want to do is I want to put y'all's comments up there, but it's killing me right now. All right, Lee said you had 3 orders stolen from restaurants last week. Can I talk about that for just 2 seconds? It's 9:34. I'm only gonna hold you till 10 o'clock. That's one of the things that I told myself. I gotta be better about that too. Not staying on here for 4.5 hours. So, yeah, I think that it's time to bring some awareness to the food being stolen from the restaurant. But I just want to take it to the appropriate channels. What do you guys think we should do? What do you guys think that we should do? How can we prevent orders from being stolen? So you still get half pay, but it's a pain. So you call customer service? You still call customer service? Okay. All right. Cool. Delivering with a purpose. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, sir. I appreciate you. Averaging 30. Is that where you are? You're in Sacramento? I didn't know that. Shut up. Okay, all right, cool. So you still 30 to 32. So in Charlotte, 30 to 32 is banging, but Sacramento is what I would consider like a legacy city. And for anybody that doesn't know, a legacy city is going to be like your New York, your Sacramento, LA, San Francisco. So just some of those really big cities where, DoorDash originally started at, and where you can go crazy. Somerset, averaging 20 in a small town. Okay, all right. Shout out to you, Michael. I think that 20 is a great number. I should have been more prepared. It was just about getting on here tonight, because I don't do this. I don't do it. I should do it more. Jerry, did you drop me some information? All right, bet. So Jerry says he's in Dallas, Texas. He's averaging about 120 to 130 a day, and he says he does that in about 6 hours. So that's good money. I'm taking that. Mike Sparks, Detroit. Did you drop me some information too? Let me scroll back up and just make sure I ain't missed that joint. Missing that 120 goal. Latrice, you're in Dallas too? Is it popping in Dallas? Did y'all hear what I said about the weather earlier? Y'all gonna have some crazy weather this week. Make sure y'all got y'all raincoats popping. Make sure y'all got that. Mike said he's still 20 hours. Okay, cool. So as far as, I guess the number of orders isn't really the consistency. As long as you're hitting your hour goal, that's what's up. I'm gonna take that. All right, cool. So I want to, I get a lot of questions, right? So I get a lot of emails from different people, DMs and everything. There again, if you're not following me, cheap plug, Bentley Koup on Instagram, holla at your boy. All right, so shout out to Brian Paul. I got a DM from Brian Paul. I want to read this to you. Okay, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of summarize it a little bit. But I want you guys to try to help him out. So let's see what he says here. He says he's a dasher and he's trying to make a living from doing this. He says where he lives, he gets endless small tips. So he's getting orders that are over 10 to 12 miles, and he's getting payouts that are like $4 to $9. So obviously he's trying to stay over $1 per mile, but he has to pass on a lot of different orders. He says he's never seen an order that has $20 and up, which I get that a lot. And he's saying that he's getting some pretty horrible tips. So he says on average, his average payouts are anywhere between $6 to $9, but closer to the $6 end. Let's see here. Let me get to the good part. Yeah, okay, so he says he's north of Tampa, Florida, right? So he wants to know what he can do. Like, how can he improve his situation? So the question that I have for you is, what is your average per order? Because that was the first thing that kind of jumped out to me when I read this. A lot of people are looking for those orders that are double digits, so $10, $12, $15. And they do come. You know, they definitely are there. But those average orders, can I hit you with an analogy? I just love the analogies. I think drives home the point. All right, cool. So when you build a house, like when you build a brick house or like a brick wall, you have the brick and then you have like the mortar, the white stuff that goes in between it, right? So those orders, those like $6 to $9 orders are like the mortar, the white stuff that goes in between the bricks, and then those heavy hitters, those $10 and $20 orders are like the bricks. You know what I'm saying? So they all go together, right? Like they all go together to build the wall or the house. So having those orders is, you know, not really necessarily a bad thing. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, okay, so, and that was another thing too. Mike said 6 to 8 miles, assuming that the miles, $6 to $8, assuming that the miles are low. And he did say that some of his trips are 10 to 12 miles. Some of his offers, right? Some of his offers are 10 to 12 miles. So this is the question that I have. So he says that he is north of Tampa, Florida. So in this situation, would you drive down to Tampa, right? So I don't know how far north of Tampa he is, but do you think that it would be worth it for him, there again, to drive down to Tampa and potentially try it down there? Okay, so Delivering with a Purpose says, all of my other Florida friends have tons of no-tip orders. It's just the market, unfortunately. Yeah, you know what? And I shout out to Gig 2, shout out to Gig 2 podcast. I think he's in Orlando, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, the one time that I did talk to him about that situation, he was saying the same thing, that there were just a lot of people that didn't tip. So do you think that he should just? You think that he should just go down? It says, I'm in South Central LA and I haven't did my first dash because I'm nervous. I don't know how it works, although I just started watching. S. King, Bobby. Okay, Bobby, talk to me. What are you nervous about? Like, what do you think? What is the worst that you think could possibly happen? You want to hear a story? All right, so my very first delivery, after I decided that I was going to do this full time, one of the concerns that I had was definitely just like being abducted, right? Being snatched up in human trafficking, right? Okay, cool. So I text my wife, right? She's then my girlfriend. And I'm like, babe, I'm about to drop this food off. Just wish me the best of luck. So very first delivery, and there again, this is before the pandemic. This is like 5 years ago. The customer sent me a message and said, leave the food outside, right? Leave the food outside. Commonplace now, you wouldn't even think twice about it. But I'm like, this kind of strange. So I pick up my phone and I text and I say, guess what these weirdos want me to do? They want me to leave the food outside. And I hit send, boom. My wife has an iPhone, but the bubble turns green. Very first delivery. I done quit my part-time, I done quit my full-time job. I'm gonna do this full-time. In my very first delivery, I send the customer a message that says, guess what? These weirdos want me to leave this food outside. So my boy, hey, if it can't get no worse than that, I promise you, it can't get no worse than that. It say the times I'm off, I don't know what to expect than people lying and saying. Okay, so this is the easiest thing that I can say is take it one delivery at a time. Okay, so don't funny story, like very first delivery, crazy. I got a couple more. I can do this. So the one thing that I'll say is take it one delivery at a time. Start where you live at, right? Start where you live at. Start closest to your house, because you know where these restaurants are. So when that Wendy's pops up, when that Popeyes pops up, when those orders pop up, right? When, that Ruth Chris or whatever the situation, that Viva Chicken pops up, you're going to be like, yeah, that's over there by the movie theater. Yeah, that's over there by the barbershop. Yeah, that's over there by the gas station that I stopped by. So you're going to be familiar about that. So that's going to alleviate some of the tension that you have, right? Like that's going to kind of bring you down a little bit. Just being able to kind of mentally see which way you're going to go. All right, cool. So that's number one. Once you get to the restaurant, do not be afraid to walk right up on somebody and tell them what you got going on. Especially because you're new, they're gonna know you're new. They're gonna know you're new. So one or two things is gonna happen. Either they're gonna approach you, they're gonna help you and walk you through the process, or they're gonna sit there and look at you for as long as they possibly can. And we don't want them to do that. Okay, so just walk up to the cash register. If there's like a pickup sign or something like that, walk straight up to them, show them the phone, show them the name, pick up the order, and just one step at a time, right? Once you complete that delivery, if that's the only delivery that you do, in the dash, boom. Just in the dash, go get you a Slurpee, go get you a burger, chill out for a second, do whatever it is that you do, and just assess the situation. Just say, you know, how do I feel about this, right? Like, how did this work for me? Is there anything, you know, that differently that I could have did? Because it's not really that hard. Oh, you say you work graveyard. Okay, so what time do you get off? You get it because if you get off first thing in the morning, right? Like if you get off at like 6 and you can do from 6 to 9, you could probably make like $45 or $50 real quick before you go home and get to bed. Or you know, if you want to go home, knock some sleep out, and then try to get up early, you could probably do the dinner rush, right? So you could get out like 5:30. You could get out at like 5:30 and work to 9. Nah, we don't pay for the food. You have a red card. If they send you an order that requires you to pay for the red card, it'll say that in advance. He asked me, does he have to pay for the orders? I'm just trying to read this. It says, I can't dash and work my graveyard. Right. What about before or after though? Okay, so we're not gonna dash at the crib. I wish that was the whole reason why I wanted to use this, so that you could see these comments too. But yeah, so focus on trying to dash either after you get off of work, so that because you'll already be in the city, or try to go in a little bit before, knock out maybe an hour or two, get you something to eat, go to the gym, and then go to work. Boom. All right. Fonzo says, what app does everybody use to track your mileage? All right, help me out down below. What app do you use to track your mileage? Because you are tracking your mileage, right? DoorDash just sent out, they have been sending out like the batch emails with the miles that you drove last year. But this is the thing, okay, so the only miles that they track are the miles when you are actively on a delivery. And there again, I'm not a tax professional, and I hate doing this because the comments go crazy, but from my understanding, right, once you take your first order, you can track all of your miles, even when you're not actively on an order. So it is almost imperative, it's not almost, it is imperative that you track your own miles. Holla at your boy. What are you using? Gridwise, Wonderland. You should watch Gig Hustler. He's in Chicago. Oh, sorry, I'm eavesdropping. Can you do that? Triplog, Everlance. All right, shout out to Everlance. I got a video coming with them real soon. And Gridwise, I've heard good things about them. Gridwise on 2. Shout out. It says you're building confidence. Anything, how does it work with the mileage? They know. Okay, so with the mileage, right, so you're gonna have to, so this is the question that I have. So as far as mileage, are you saying like tracking it for tax purposes, or are you saying tracking it by the order? We on you today, Bobby. We gonna get you out there, my boy. Hey, cause this is on you. You feel me, right? Like you missing money. You feel me, right? Like you could be making some serious bread, and yeah, man. You got somebody you could take with you. You got a cousin, sister, brother. I would say take your girl, but sometimes you need space. So, nah, 710. Okay, so I feel you, and we definitely running it up. Okay, but we want to track them miles. All right, so we just gonna find an app. I use Stride. That's the name of it, right? I think I did the very first video I did. I called it Strike. which is definitely the thing for Square. Anyways, I use Stride. So just find something that you can use. You can just start in the background and you can just let that joint run. A couple of them will actually, some of them run all the time. I don't like those. They run all the time, and then you have to go in and just swipe which one is business and which one is not. I do a lot of ripping and running, so it's kind of hard to figure out for me to go back and be like, oh yeah, this was that or that was this. Some of them you can like set a timer. If you know you work the same time every day, you can do that and kind of take it out of take the trying to remember it. You can take the habit out of it. What's the best times of day to dash with this new schedule dash? Tanika, where you at? I'm trying to figure out the same thing. I think that this is what I'm going to say. I personally think that the later in the day that you get out, the higher chance that you have of running into oversaturation. So if you can get out earlier, that's definitely what I recommend. The early bird still gets the one. Delivering with a Purpose says tracking mileage is the most important factor in the gig world, and I completely agree. Definitely. Best advice for dashing for 2 hours. Make it your best 2 hours. Stay small, stay short. Don't let them stretch you out in the beginning. Okay, so no 5, 6, 7 mile orders. Stay out of the drive-through and hit peak pay. Okay, Sean says considering doing full-time dasher. Sean, where are you at? What city you in? Tanika, you in New Jersey. You in like a major market in New Jersey? I know, I'm just asking all kind of follow-up questions. So on the Dasher app, it shows that I'm on a bike. And I never got a red card, just a business card for my DoorDash. All right, so you don't need the red card. That's one of the cool things. I have one, I've never used it. And you can actually change the settings inside of the Dasher app so that it doesn't say that you're on a bike. I'm waiting for y'all to answer the other questions. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, Miguel, already, baby. Right here, see it says car? Just hit it. Hit that joint. And change it to car. Yeah, man, I'm trying to get you right. Yeah, definitely. What was the last comment? I missed it. No, I got you. Yeah, no, I got you. Change it from bike to car, and you don't need the red card. Just focus on the order, okay? So when the order comes in, it's gonna have a price. Up under the price is gonna say this order requires a red card. If it says that, you gotta decline it. Like, you can't take it. Oh, Jerry, good look. Okay, so Miguel, Jerry said you can start 30 minutes early. So if it's a 2 hour dash, then you can start. I think it's 15, but you can start early. You can definitely start early. Just get in here on your scheduled dash, and it'll say dash now. You can just hit it, and it'll automatically start. Shout out to Jerry. Good look, baby. That's a good look. All right. 710 says you haven't been able to schedule a dash in over 2 months in my city. Trying to get my ratings up. Okay, so the question that I have, and you can't dash now, like, so it's just grayed out altogether. Fonzo says, are we getting cash back apps for gas? I think that's going to be a good look, especially moving forward. As it gets warmer, because the price of gas is going to go back up. Yo, for real. Paul, is this my man Paul from Instagram? Shout out to you, my boy. What's going on? I hope he was here in time when we was talking about you. Shout out to you. Hackensack. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Tanika. So can you work nights? Are you cool with working nights? You got like a hubby or somebody that you can take with you, somebody you can put in a car with you? Because I'm thinking those nights are definitely going to be like some $12, $14 orders. Just my assumption. Yeah, Bobby, just change it to the car and we'll be good. Decline options have disappeared. I'm not really, that doesn't concern me. I don't think that they were doing anything with the data. And let's be honest. Were you really marking the right thing? I wasn't. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Let's see what we got going on. All right. I just want to recognize some people. So, dude, I have any of my part-timers that made over $500 last week. You feel me? If you made over $500 last week and you part-time, all right, you full-time, don't cheat. All right, don't cheat. You made over 500, you part-time. Drop your city down there. Drop what you made last week, and I'll give you a shout out. We got 5 minutes left. I'm gonna try to do this next week. All right, not try. I'm gonna do this again next week. I'm gonna be more prepared. So the next time that I'm sitting here talking, you're gonna have to look at my mug, and I'll put the comments like right there or something like that. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Hey, Mike, I appreciate you. Do me a favor and change somebody else's life, okay? Use the things that you have, and let's do it, man. Let's just pay that joint forward. Sherry says it's okay to jump in when it's busy, or should I schedule? Depends on how you feel. If you're the type of person, if you schedule and then you're kind of like, I really think you could do both. Like, you could really do both, right? Like, if you come out of Walmart or something and you're like, I don't feel like going home, and just turn the app on for a little while, rock it out for 30 or 45 minutes. That's one of the good things about the app. You can do it for, however long you want to, and then you can stop. But, I think you can do a combination of both, whatever you want to. Oh, okay, so Mike says Somerset 2 weeks ago he hit 700. Bro, that's good enough for me. I'll give you a shout out. Sean says 587 in 4 days. Christian Berg, Blacksburg, VA stand up. All right. Clay said, bro, I made a little over 500 last week. Clay, come on now. Like a little, like what? Like 502, like 507? Shout out to Clay. Charlotte in the building. Shout out in the building. Donna says, I work part-time in Tucson and I usually make about $500. All right, Tucson in the building. Stand up. Tucson in the building. Sherry, shout out to you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Full-time job. I can start. That definitely says fart, but I can start 100 easy in 3 hours. Paul, shout out to you. Fonzo says Fort Worth, Texas. 643. Shout out to Fonzo. 794 in Winston-Salem. Come on, man. Shout out to Winston-Salem. I done heard some crazy numbers coming out of Winston-Salem. I think Winston-Salem is maybe a fourth of the size of Charlotte, like literally as far as population is concerned. But them numbers, them DoorDash numbers, crazy. Shout out to Combo MF Esmos. I hope I said that right. 150 a day. Shout out 200 Lee. Okay. All right. 50183. Appreciate you. All right. Let's move on to the full-timers. So I got any full-timers that may, what we want to do? I'm going to start low this week. I got any full-timers. All right. 120 a day times 5 days is what? 650. So give me 700. I got any full-timers that made over $700 last week. If you're a full-timer, you made over $700 last week. Give me your city and what you made, and I'm giving you a shout out right now. I said 10 o'clock. I said an hour, but I was late, so we're going to keep it going. All right? That's what I'm going to do because I appreciate y'all. For real. All right, Sarah coming through last week says 1062, worked 30 hours, but multi-app with catering apps. Okay. Yeah. Sarah, you want to come tell the people, you want to come on and talk to the people and tell them about what you do? I think that might be some great exposure for you. Definitely. Just, we'll talk about it. Offline. All right. I got anybody else? DeAndre, I hope I said that right. 1200 BC Canada full time. All right, Jerry, shout out to Jerry. We gonna be friends. All right, when I come down to Texas, I'm coming to look for you. I need you to tell me who got the best barbecue. Okay, I need some ribs on deck. You know what I'm saying? I need the best sweet tea, the best lemonade, and I need to know where the hot spots is. Jerry said he's coming through with 1200 last week in Mesquite, Texas. That's what I'm talking about. Big dogs in the building. Okay, Sarah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I gotta figure out how to work all of this new technology, right? But I got you, right? I got you. I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos because that's kind of what we do. I'm gonna watch some videos, but yeah, I got you. Give me 2 weeks, okay? But definitely, because I want the people to see what you got going on. Wendella. Okay, you hit me with the number, but where you at though? I want the people to know where you at. It's important for the people to know where you at, right? Because there are people in this chat right now that are figuring out that they're working in the same markets, right? So they're able to ask each other questions. They're able to see what the other people are making. That's going to get them inspiration. That's going to get them what I want to say is correction, but really that's going to allow you to see what the potential is in your area, right? I'm still giving shout outs for part-time. If you part-time and you over 500 last week, hit me with it, okay? Hit me with what you made in your city, and I will get that to you. I'm going to get you that shout out. I'm going to get you that shout out. It says just under 400. All right, Angela, I'm gonna give you a shout out. Anyway, let's get it. Let's see. Kim says 720 in Colombia in 4 days. Shout out to you. Dash on the way means that you are not in the area that you selected. So, like you said, you live in one market, you live in one zone, and you work in another zone. So you selected the zone that you worked in, and you're still in your home zone. That's what that is right there. StreamYard, right? Everybody keeps telling me that. Yes, sir? I'm in the garage. My son just got home and wants to scream through the garage. I don't know if he thinks that I'm gonna just like open this door or what. Candace, shout out to Cleveland. I wanna come to Ohio. I definitely wanna get back on the road. I'm gonna start getting back on the road. Paul says, am I in Charlotte? I am in Charlotte. Yes, sir. When you come, buy me lunch. Can we do that? Oh, Calgary. All right, Wendella says 1,200 in Calgary. All right, shout out to you. Shout out to you. All right, do I have any, okay, holla at me. All right, do I have anybody, what's up, my boy? You all right? I got any birthdays, weddings, anybody that just bought a house, car, motorcycle, boat, bicycle, skateboard, whatever. Come on, talk to me. What are we celebrating in life? Like, come on, talk to me right now. What are we happy about in life? All right? What do we got going on? Growth. Growth? Yes. Okay. I'll take growth. What you growing in? Myself. Okay. You learn something about yourself? Every day. Every day. That's my sign. I think this boy more wise than I am. I'm telling you, Cincinnati in the building. Shout out to you, Angela. Let's see what we got going on. Monty says Northeast Ohio, 730 last week. Alfonso full-time, 200 a day. And Davidson, North Carolina. Boy, stop. And I'm on no way. Hey. Boom, boom, booms. All right, so I don't have no birthdays. I ain't got no special occasions or nothing. I just wanted to celebrate. Keeping the lights on. Shout out to paying the bills. Bobby says he's got a new car. Shout out to you. Okay, you good. Says waiting on my taxes so I can learn to drive, get a rental car, DoorDash, independent contractor. All right, shout out to you. Misty Church says my son is going to propose to his. I'm not even going. What? Should we have said that? His girlfriend. Yeah, stupid. But shout out to you for the new addition to your family. Make sure you take some great pictures. That's definitely something to celebrate. Sean says I just got engaged to my newly fiance in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Shout out to you, Sean. I think you said you were somewhere else, right? Where did you guys meet? I think that is so cute. March is Women's History Month, and I think March 8th or March 9th is International Women's Day. So shout out to all of, number one, shout out to all of the women gig workers, and then shout out to all of the women gig content creators. This man is crazy. My son over here cutting up for real. It says, Candace says, Dash and help me pay off my car within 6 months. That's what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Bobby. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we're missing, right? So when we come in with a goal. Candace was trying to pay off her car, got that knocked out, and now she's got, and like really, you could still Dash, still make that $300-400 a week, say that $1,200 a month, or what you were using for your car payment before, boom. So you can save that, give it to your kids. You can do whatever it is that you want to do for that. Alfonso, I'm definitely coming to holler at you. Dash, Benji, was good. Bow. Okay, Dash or Binge. Lee said I can't talk about that, so we're not talking about that. I was going to, but we've been doing pretty good without it, so let's run it. What about having the freedom to do whatever I want? My puppy and my new car. I love my dog. I was fighting with my wife for over a year not to get the dog, and I love my dog to death. So I know how dogs can definitely change your life. And having the freedom to do whatever it is that I want to do when I get up, like deciding whether I want to dash or not, is definitely something that I am super thankful for. DeAndre says March 17th is your birthday. Hey, it's your birthday. Bro, that was two different songs. That was 50 Cent and 2 Chainz mashed together. I don't know if y'all, anyways, I'm gonna let that go. Yeah, shout out to you. Happy birthday. I got any other birthdays this month? Just any time in March. I got any Pisces in the building? What come after Pisces? Taurus?
I don't know nothing about zodiac.
Okay, all right.
And girls be like, what's your sign? I be like, I don't know.
You don't know your sign?
Nah, I just
Oh. You know, I'm about to say, you don't know your sign. Shout out to all of my Pisces in the building, man. Hey, say you got a new HVAC for your house. Hey, yo, Alfonso, adulting is crazy, right? So nobody is going to appreciate that as much as you are this summer when it's like 90 degrees outside and you're good, my dude. You feel me? So shout out to you for being an adult and taking care of home, because that's where the heart really is, man. For real. Hey, Mark, I was in the sales world too. I came from customer service. It definitely was not a good look. Don't like being a salesperson. I would rather say that. And I think some people are definitely made for it, but I'm good. Oh, Aries is next. That is right. Pisces and then Aries. Okay, shout out to all of the Pisces.
I just know that.
And then Aries in the building. Okay, so we got Pisces, Aries,
the Cancer, the
Gemini, and then
is
Cancer.
like
That's the beginning of June.
version.
Right, so that's May. Right.
Yes,
Marco, it's your birthday tomorrow. Hey, shout out to Marco, your birthday tomorrow. Shout out to Marco. Fonzo, shut up. Bro, you know you're on the brochure? I'm sorry. Totally missed that. You know you're on the brochure? Bro, you know you're on the brochure? I'm proud of you, my guy. Because I saw the brochure. It was the dude.
He know already.
What?
He said he know.
No, I don't think he know. You know you're on the brochure? we having he said he forgot Taurus. I'm a man. I just know my sign.
I thought you was talking about the category.
That's it. That's all I know. This says, did I ever attempt Uber early on or prior to starting DoorDash, or was it just DoorDash in the beginning? So I had Postmates. I was with Postmates. I got like 3,000 deliveries on Postmates, and then when they converted to Uber, I didn't sign up quick enough, so I had to like start the process all over again, and never went back through it at all. So now it's just DoorDash, and when I started, it was kind of like a promise that I made to myself that I wouldn't like dabble too much into other apps, so that I could stay focused on my why. And why I was here, and not kind of get caught up like I absolutely have. Alfonso, I gotta apologize again, brother. I hope you accept my apology. I totally flew over my head. All right. I think that's it, man. All right, so we talked about major events that you got going on in your life. We done celebrated some top earners. Shout out to everybody that killed it last week. I hope seeing what these people were able to make gives you some motivation for what you can make this week. Shout out to everybody that's on here today. Those areas that I talked about earlier, just make sure that you're mindful of the weather. Make sure that you're prepared for that. No, Dasher Council is a done deal. They are restructuring everything. They are restructuring everything. I wish they would kind of just do it. I want them to celebrate the Dashers, right? So I want them to create events that we can just pull up to. But the one thing is Dashers work such sporadic schedules that even when they do, it's hard to get like a solid turnout. But yeah, so when I think Dasher Council, I think like Alfonso was saying, we went to the NASCAR. I think providing tickets to like the basketball game or NASCAR race or something like that would be cool and should be replaced. You know, that should replace the Dasher Council. Instead of just bringing in 8 randos, putting them in a room, it's like, hey, yo, what do you think about this? What are my thoughts on lost luggage delivery? Can I just buy the luggage? That's literally like that. I told my wife that, and she thinks I'm crazy, but I think buying luggage is like buying old storage. The old storage units. You can make some serious money. All right. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So, yeah, so we celebrated some things. I talked to you about some things that I got going on personally as far as the priority program. You can watch out. I'm going to do a ride along with that so that you can just kind of see that hands-on. I typically don't record like the orders that I turn down, but I'll show you everything so that you can see that too. The reason that I'm saying that is because a couple of the orders, the $7 order was a $7 base pay. It had no tip on it at all. So even though it was priority, it was paying, you know, really good per mile, it still was a situation where the customer didn't tip. So just being able to see that, just being full transparent with that. Yeah, man, and understanding your why. All right, cool. So I feel like it's time for some unity, okay, right? Like, and I'm gonna tread light. I don't want to, but I will. Shout out to Lee. I think it's time for some unity, right? I think it's time for us to work together on both sides, and I think until really we want to decide to work together on both sides, that that's going to be the easiest way to get the things that we want accomplished. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to ask you to know your why. Make sure that you're focused on why you're here, all right? Make sure that you have a good understanding on why you're here, what you're trying to accomplish. Make sure that you put these things in front of you. This is actually my dream house, right? So this is the house that I want, and this is on my computer screen every day. This is the first thing that I look at every day, just to remind me of what we're trying to get to so that we can stay focused. So I leave you with that too, right? Just know your why. And it's okay if it's really okay if it's material. Cool. You feel me? So you want a new boat, you want a new motorcycle, whatever it is, right? Because there are going to be some hard times, right? It's not going to go as planned. And the things that you learn about yourself during that time, the endurance that you build, the perseverance that you build during that time, you'll be able to apply towards other things. So that's why I say it's okay even if it's material. But wow, not going to talk you to death. All right, we're 7 minutes over. All right, if you have not right now, if I gave you one gem, okay, if I gave you one gem, okay, if I said one corny joke, all right, or if I made you laugh, if I gave you any type of motivation and inspiration right now, before you leave, I need you to hit that like button, man. I need you to hit that like button. I need you to let me know that this live was actually worth it so that I can do this joint again, all right? Because I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not even going to lie to you.
The likes are appreciated, though. They actually do help.
You feel me? And I've seen in the other videos the people that do is like, what do you say? My man said it. He was like, yo, these videos cost a lot to make. And the easiest thing that you can do for me is hit the like button. So,
I think that being real is just like, it's easy for people to take like my look. But I tried.
You feel me?
Just hit the button.
Some of these videos take upwards 8, 9, 10, 12 hours from start to finish, from concept to ending. And I want to try to help out with that too. I have a video I just did the video with the Roku TV. I did the behind the scenes for that video too, where I actually walked through me making that video. I need to go back and do some edits because it's super long, but I want to give you that too because I know that there are other content creators that are watching me, right? I know you're wondering, how do we get this popping? How do we make some serious money off of this? What is the money? Like, what does it really look like? And I want to put you up on game, right? Because there's really no competition out here with this. No competition with this YouTube joint, right? Because of recommendations, because of up next, if I make a video about DoorDash, you make one about DoorDash, and 4 other people make one about DoorDash, YouTube gonna put them all in there together. You feel me, right? So there's no competition. So really just want to start to put, like I said before, focusing more on what's next and helping people out. So shout out to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Lee, I do okay? All right, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. Let me figure out how to turn this off.